So there's a delay. Okay. Hello, friends. We're live, and today I'm answering your questions. So if you have any questions, you can ask about any of my YouTube videos, my podcasts, or my blog. I'm happy to answer your questions, and you can ask in Arabic, English, French, or Spanish. I'm here every week at around this time. I try to make it at 11:45. It's not always possible, but I'm here to answer your questions, and I'll start by answering one question that people have asked a lot, and that is, why is it that when you are studying a new language, native speakers sound very fast? And that's basically because you still don't know much about the language and you're learning, and it does sound fast. I just want you to know that it gets fast, it gets slower, it slows down as you study more, listen more, understand more, and learn more. I have to share with you this story. When I was in middle school, and that's when I started studying English. My language is Arabic, and French is my second language, although it's considered my first language as well by the UN. English was my third language, and although I did learn some Spanish when I was a kid watching cartoons. In middle school, I was an excellent student, and I thought I was really able to communicate with native speakers, but I had never had that experience, except with my teachers, of course. So when I went to England that first year in college, that summer, so I started when I was 15 and a half, so I must have been 16 and a half that summer. And I arrived at the airport, and to my surprise, I was unable to understand what they were saying. I had trouble understanding the guy who checked my passport, and I had trouble asking for directions and stuff like that. So I just want you to know that that didn't last long, because a week later, I was fine. I stayed with this British family in Royston, Hertfordshire, in Hertfordshire. It's a little town called Royston. It's north of London, about half an hour by train. And I stayed with them. They had 3 boys. They were all younger than me. I had a great time talking with them, asking them questions, playing games, going on trips with them. I stayed 5 weeks, and I did that 3 years in a row, 3 summers in a row. I learned a lot from them, but I think they learned from me as well. Families usually like to have, this type of family usually are interested in their children getting to know people from other parts of the world. And their way of doing that is to have a student come during the summer and spend a few weeks with them. It was very inexpensive at the time. I was paying £40 a week for room and board, and my landlady was a wonderful cook. She had her own garden, her own vegetable garden, so all her vegetables were very delicious, and I learned a lot of cooking with her. She would make, we would have sandwiches for lunch, but she would make a full dinner, and she also had high tea at 4:30 p.m., which means that she made 3 or 4 pastries every day. Amazing. I always gained weight when I went on vacation there. So I learned a lot from her, and I think the kids learned a lot about my culture as well. It's a wonderful thing. I never did this with my kids because I was working full time all the time. It was very hard. But I think it's a great thing to do. So if you can, do it for your kids or grandkids. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. It does slow down, and you become more comfortable understanding and eventually participating in conversations with native speakers. And make sure to actually go ahead and attend spaces where you can talk to native speakers, because you're studying, you're reading, you're listening, you're studying the grammar, vocabulary, and stuff like that. But it's really important to communicate with native speakers. And nowadays, it's very easy to do that. There are many applications where you can talk to native speakers about topics that interest you. Check out different apps. I don't want to support any specific apps. There are so many of them. But you can ask AI. It's really smart. You can ask this question: I'm learning a language and I would like to practice speaking with native speakers. What apps do you recommend? And see what it suggests and try them. Try them out and see what fits your needs. Different apps have different pluses and minuses, so check them out. I will close this live and hope to see you at another live next week, inshallah, around the same time, usually 11:45, but give and take. See you soon. Assalamu alaikum. Bye, everyone.